Good morning, everybody. How's it going? It is 10:55 a.m. Mountain Time on Monday, January 10th, and it has been a while since I have done a video, at least 3 weeks. We got the holidays, I'm buying another business, so I'm occupied with that. Some other reasons, but I'm back, and Bitcoin has taken a hit over the last couple months, pretty much, aside from a few exceptions. If you bought around the end of October or after, you're down on whatever you bought, and that's just the way it is. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why I don't trust this Bitcoin bounce, and what would it take for me to trust Bitcoin again and start buying and buying and buying again. So if you like that and you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it greatly. I apologize that it's been so long, but I'm back on track now, and we're going to be back to it probably once or twice a week, at least for the time being. Also remember that none of this is financial advice. This video is for information and educational purposes only. Do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. I am just a trader, but I do have my opinions and I do want to share those with you. So let's get started. Okay, so getting into it, I have the Bitcoin USD chart pulled up, and I'm going to talk a little bit just about what I'm looking for and getting away from the charts and getting away from all the fundamentals for a second. Well, maybe this ties into fundamental analysis. Critical thinking. It's always important for me to take a step back and think critically. And I think for me, and if you follow me, or if you're on Stock Market Mentor or whatnot, or follow me on Twitter, I'm in my largest cash position that I've been in since December 2020. Now, that doesn't say that it can't turn around. It doesn't mean that I'm completely bearish right now, but I have been for a little bit, and I'll tell you why. First off, it got to the point where the price was plummeting. After huge margin got taken out, we were heavy margin again, just like back in April and May when the margin gets flushed out, and it happens every time. And it's lowering, but it still can go lower as far as the amount of margin in the market. It's not even as low as as it was when we got flushed out in May and June and bottomed out in the summer. So does that mean that it's going to come down there? No, not necessarily, but it's something to think about. The other thing I think about is obviously the last kind of plummet happened when the Fed spoke, and I think we saw how much control they actually have over it with what they say and do and their plans for the future. I don't get too much into that, but I think when it comes down to it with Bitcoin, for the price to go up, people have to get excited about it, right? They have to be excited and think like, oh, I want to buy that. And I think the excitement is kind of faded. Now, I'm not saying we're going into a 2-year bear market, and we could very well rebound from here. The last drop, after all the margin got flushed out, I think we saw the true price of Bitcoin. It was around that 28 to 32,000, because that's what we sat at when all the margin got flushed out of the market. That's where all the real money, the investors using their money, not borrowed money, are willing to hold it at, willing to buy it at. We went back up, and we're probably a little higher than 30,000 now. It could be 40,000 because there is more real money in the market than there was back in April and May. So who knows? It could be around 40. It could be around 35. I do think it's higher than 30, though. That also being said, Bitcoin has always run in cycles, right? They've always been with the halving cycles. It's always been about the miners, their block rewards that they get from confirming transactions. Now, it is a little different. You have institutional investors. You have adoption. You have countries declaring it as an accepted national currency. So there's going to be more aspects involved than just mining. Will mining have an effect? Yeah, it should. It should have, but not as big of an effect, or possibly not as big of an effect. It could still continue in the same cycles that it always has. So just some things to think about, but I think that people got to get excited about Bitcoin again. And unfortunately, I think the person that does that is Elon Musk. You've seen how much control and influence he can have on a market. He hasn't spoke about it in a while, but that can come at any time, and I'm not going to buy or sell based on when I think somebody's going to speak. That's just my thoughts. I just wanted to start off this video with some, just some critical thinking, and sit back and think, and then get back to the charts. Now, getting to the charts, right? We saw a nice bounce in Bitcoin today. We saw it come all the way down, back below 40,000 again, right to 39,650. That's a support level. 39.6, like 42,000 and 39.6. Those are the two support levels I've been watching. I didn't buy here. I don't trust this bounce completely, just because that 42,000 is the line in the sand for me. We've seen it over the last week or two, where you get above 42,000 and bears would sell it down. You get below 42,000, as low as 39,650. And we got back above 42,000 and we just couldn't stay above it. So all this intraday stuff, I've been mostly day trading Phantom, actually, because it has been pretty volatile. And, I've been kind of staying on the sidelines. I don't completely trust it yet. We've had this, argument. Everybody's looking for a blow off top. Everybody's looking for, even though there's really no gaps on Bitcoin charts because it's continuous exhaustion gaps, climax tops, whatnot. So you can see clearly in the monthly, though, that we didn't get any of that, but we did get a pretty nasty double top. And since, end of October, we've been down significantly. Now, there's a head and shoulders playing out on the weekly and the daily, but it's easier to see on the weekly. And, we had similar on the weekly back, when we rebounded, and it didn't play out. So that's going to mess with people's heads as well as mine, whereas there's high probability in a head and shoulders pattern that the price comes down. Now, it has come down already. The question is, how low will it go? I mean, it could come as low as 30,000. I don't think it does, but I've been wrong before. Like I said, the 42,000 is the determining factor to me. After this bounce, if we get above 42,000 and we could hold, or get slightly higher above that, that's when I'm kind of putting my money back in the game. But right now, there's really nothing to get excited about for me. Things look, pretty poor. I think we can get up to about 46,500 and still not break the downtrend. Now, that being said, there are, some good things. There are still some positives, like the balance on exchanges has not gone back up. That means, to me, how I interpret that is that people who are holding Bitcoin off exchanges don't plan on selling it. So if it doesn't go back on exchanges, it's not going to get sold. So we still have a great amount after decreasing the amount on exchanges. So that's a positive. This could be taken one of two different ways. The Purpose Bitcoin ETF holdings has gone down a little. Maybe they just fluctuate their holdings with the price at this point. I don't know, but it's still relatively high, near the highest it's ever been, their amount of holdings of Bitcoin. Couple positives there. Open interest and volume, you can see this could still come down a ways. Like back when we recovered, we were, way down here, and we could still come down a ways. That kind of worries me a little bit, but not a whole lot. The things, like I said, that kind of worry me the most is mainly this head and shoulders pattern, but you can see how far we've come down already. It might have played out completely already, but if not, we could see, the 30,000s again. And I've seen a couple people that I follow that I really, consider reputable traders, say 36,000. We bounced right off of this 39,600, 50 points higher than that. But that was the levels were 42 and 39.6. So could this be bottom? Sure. It felt bottomy before, and now it hasn't. So maybe that's when we do end up bottoming out. But again, I'm watching that 42,000 as the line in the sand. Here's the other thing I don't like is that Bitcoin USD shorts on Bitfinex has been rising. You can see back in like May and June, this chart has been right about 100% of the time. And until that starts going red candles there, I'm going to take it seriously. It's been pretty accurate in the past that as the shorts rise, the price goes down, and that is a concern of mine. So all these things together put me at a point where we're probably due for a bounce. Probably. That doesn't have to happen. A lot of people always look at the RSI. We look at the Bitcoin RSI, and it's low. But in a downtrend, RSI could stay low forever, and it can keep going down for a long period of time. It's not a buying indicator, in my opinion. Anyways, moving on, you can see with all these, we've lost the 200-day moving average. 50 is about to cross below the 200. Some people's definition of a bear market is 50 days below the 200-day. And in bull market, 50 days above the 200-day. So, that's just some people. I'm not saying that's the exact definition. Ethereum dropped below the 200-day moving average. 50-day moving average is coming down. The altcoin market cap, so everything but Bitcoin, has lost the 200-day moving average. The crypto market cap, I'm sorry, I might have said, no, I did say altcoin market cap. Anyways, the altcoin market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, lost the 200-day moving average. 50-day moving average moving down. So that's why I'm more in a short time frame trading mode compared to, buy and hold and just enjoy the ride up. Like I said, I do think at some point we're due for a bounce to, we're getting pretty far below this 200-day moving average. So, essentially I want to see like full bull mode again. We get back above the 200-day moving average. Like I said, 46.5, 47,000. I'm still not there. 42,000 is where I would start, buying some things again, but with caution. And that's just me. You got to play to your own strategy. Like I say in the beginning of every video, I'm not a financial advisor. None of these are buy or sell suggestions. Even if I use the words buy or sell, it's a buy, it's a sell. And right now, that looks pretty bad, and we look at go back to the monthly where you see it the most. We do see that double top here, and that was pretty genius actually, because it got me by surprise. Really should have been selling right here, recognizing the double top and these wicks being clear sell signals. So little late on that, and now we're at a point where it's like, well, we've come down so far. Do I sell here? Do I buy here? It's like, well, it's hard to say sell here after coming down so far already. Also hard to say buy here because the trend is down. So now we're in this like juggling spot of who knows. If I were to guess, I would say it's probably going to come down further. I hope not. And like I said, my 42,000 is the line in the sand, so we're pretty close to that, so that could change in the next 10 minutes. I don't know. So that's where I'm at with everything. Doesn't look super great. We turn the Ichimoku cloud on, and we go back to the daily, and we're still below that. Not something I take, well, it is something I take fairly seriously, but basically above the cloud, bullish, below the cloud, bearish, kind of like the 200-day moving average. Above it, bullish, below it, bearish. And, there's a lot more to that, but it's just another thing to use. Okay, so that's where I'm at with the charts and everything. Are a few news articles, and there hasn't been a lot of big news. There really hasn't. There's been like little things here and little things there, because it is a market now. And there is going to be like daily news happening. But as far as like the big stuff, I remember back in like February, it's like, oh, so-and-so bought $500 million worth. Everybody's like, yeah. And Bitcoin price rose like $5,000 in a week. And, it's like that type of excitement I haven't felt or seen. Even with the recovery from the end of July or whatnot, or August or whenever that happened. But we do have people still investing. over the long term, do I see 100,000 plus? I think it's inevitable. It could take 5 years. We could see 10,000 before that. I still have my buy-in for buy there for 24,000 just in case. If you watch my videos before, we talked about the gap on the Bitcoin futures chart. I mean, we have things that have gone up 1,000 times, 100,000%. I think Phantom was below 0.2 of a cent, and Phantom went up to $3. So it has been insane already. Now, getting back to the news, Miller bought his first Bitcoin back in 2014 when Bitcoin was trading around $200 and then purchased a little bit more over time. When it became $500, the investor did not buy it for years until Bitcoin plummeted to 30,000 after hitting around 60,000 in April 2021. This time I started buying it again at 30,000, down from 66, and the reasoning was there's a lot more people using it. There's a lot more money coming in from the venture capital world, Miller stated, adding that he bought a fair amount in the $30,000 range. So stuff that I've talked about regularly, is that there's more in the market. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. So, if they wanted to just eat up all the supply and make it trade really thin, they could. So he put half his net worth. Now celebrating his 40th anniversary in the investment business, Miller currently serves as Chief Investment Officer at Miller Value Partners, a company he founded back in 1999 while working at investment giant Legg Mason. The legendary investor is known for beating S&P 500 for 15 consecutive years, where he reportedly controlled it to $70 billion. Now, he didn't put $35 billion in, but he put half of his net worth in. Anyways, moving on. China. Now, if this wasn't the easiest thing to call in the world, a communist country banning a free currency where everybody all the citizens can get rich. What happens when the population of a country gets rich is the government loses power. So China banned all Bitcoin and crypto, and they decided, you knew they were going to make their own, the digital yuan. And the pilot version of China's official digital yuan wallet has become the most downloaded app in local mobile app stores in China. So yeah, they're moving to a digital currency, and it's going to be their digital currency. This is not necessarily a good thing. This doesn't help Bitcoin in China, at least, because instead of using Bitcoin, they're going to use their own currency. The U.S. is going to do the same thing. I don't know if they'll ban Bitcoin. I think that'd be a huge mistake. However, U.S. I think is like the 5th largest holder, or maybe the 3rd largest holder of Bitcoin. So who knows? Maybe they just dump it, crash the market, make people buy into their own. I don't know. I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's a long shot. But anyways, you knew this was going to happen, and now they have the digital currency that the only digital currency that their citizens are allowed to use. And that's just kind of how a communist country works. They control everything. They make the rules, and you follow blindly. So, thought that was interesting. Lastly, just want to share Binance CEO CZ is the richest crypto billionaire. That's an abbreviation for his name because it's a Chinese name, so it's hard to pronounce, or people may find it hard to pronounce. He's the richest crypto billionaire at $96 billion. So, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but there's his name right there. CZ's net worth overtook Asia's richest billionaire, Mukesh Ambani, despite Bloomberg excluding his personal crypto holdings. Thought that was cool. He ranks 11th among the world's richest people as Binance retains its position as the biggest crypto exchange in terms of trading volume. So it is bigger than Coinbase. I think that happened, trading volume at least. So, that's why we have to watch Binance. We have to watch those. I talk about it all the time. The 7-day moving averages, the 25-day moving averages, and the 99-day moving averages. Why? Because they are the default that come up. You see up here the 7-day, 25-day, and the 99-day. Those are these different lines. Those are the default moving averages on Binance, which is the largest crypto exchange by volume. So, I mean, you can see, what was it? It was, I think it was Phantom. I'm just going to do one more thing and then we'll get off this video. I wanted to keep it relatively short. It has been long. And, I mean, yesterday I made a trade on here just because I bought it off the moving average, the 99-day, and it worked out. Been trading by moving up my stops, and seems like everything has been getting stopped out. I'm pretty happy with my trading, but I don't have a lot of long-term holdings. But there's a lot of times, things take direct bounces or direct rejections right into these, and it could help you define a trend or not, like show weakness, like you see here on the hourly, lost 25. Obviously, the longer term moving average, the stronger it should be. So the 7-day is pretty weak, but you can see, like with Phantom, struggling to get above the hourly 7 EMA, but on the daily, we're still holding the 99. But yeah, that's where we're at, and I am glad to be back doing videos. It has been, everybody talks about this coin and that coin. Oh, this coin's down. Everything's down, with a few exceptions. We look at the metaverse. This is one that can become a potential big opportunity. We look at everything down. Look at, like, Axie Infinity was over $150. It's at $68. And this is just what happens with altcoins. You're going to see 80% drops, if not more, when Bitcoin comes down like 40%, 50%. This is the risk in altcoins, but also these are, the types of things like that can go up, 10 times or even 100 times. Are we over those? Are those going to happen again? I don't know. It seems like it's been a pretty significant bull run, but you can see metaverse down, 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 down. It is one that I wanted to mention, possibly a opportunity. We looked at Illuvium was almost $2,000. That's the first AAA cryptocurrency play to earn game. And what was it? Immutable, really liked, and like when I sold last, said, hey, I'm looking at like the $3 range, and sure enough, here we are. We came down all the way to 342. Is that how far? Yeah, 342, 341. So all-time low is 305. That's where I'm looking, and if the market turns bullish again and Bitcoin gets over 42,000, like I said, that could happen in the next 10 minutes. And I need it to be above there for a while. Like, I want to see a low day on the daily candles put in above 42,000. But anyways, let's end this video. That's where we're at. That's what I'm watching. Again, not a financial advisor. Everybody's got their own plan, their own strategy. But I think that, like, that 42,000, what I've watched is a line in the sand, and I'll be sold when we're over there on volume and we put a low in above that. It's simple as that for me. I'd even rather be more patient and have to buy back a little higher, right, than risk going down. I don't really want to risk going down anymore. I'd rather buy back a little higher and could still continue that bull run. So that's it for today. Again, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it greatly, and I will see you next time. Bye.